Hi, this is Tyler 2K and this is the third video in the tutorial series. A hit confirm is a technique for inputting strings by confirming if a hit has properly landed or not. This is important as many strings aren't safe on block, but can be hit confirmed to increase their safety. As counter hit confirming is far harder than natural hit confirming, I'll be talking mostly about the former, but I'll go fairly in depth as to how natural hit confirming works. There's three types of hit confirming: looking for hit indicators or a unique animation, interrupting the animation of your opponent, and lastly pseudo hit confirming with anticipation or possibly frame traps. Launchers are the most basic and distinguishable form of hit confirming. They are a Tekken signature and are the easiest for beginners to pick up. Simply put, if the opponent is launched, follow up the hit with a combo. Launchers are also the least stringent requirements for hit confirming, as multiple follow-ups are possible, and even if you're slow on hit confirm, there's usually a less damaging follow-up that can be performed later in the animation. Throughout this section, I've been demoing famous counter hit launchers to show that some animations on counter hit are drastically different from their non-counter hit iterations. Later in this tutorial, I'll show attacks with more subtle animation changes, and finally attacks with no animation changes. This is a stun that's unique to usually only one attack per character. Due to their rarity and differing ease of use, they are very uncommon to see in matches. Unlike launchers that are inescapable post-hit, this type of stun can be teched. If the opponent does not properly tech the stun, then a follow-up launcher is guaranteed. As I've mentioned, the stun can be teched to fully escape any possible follow-ups, and the launcher options are usually unsafe one way or another. Now we begin the journey into the land of not as obvious. Strings that no longer launch, but have a unique animation on counter hit. Here we see Dragunov's 4-2-4 in motion. Notice how Lars' head and upper body whips violently backward when Dragunov's forward 2 hits him. Dragunov's down 4-1-3 has a similar effect, except Lars' leg is swept to the side, confirming the counter hit. Then there's more obvious effects, where the opponent will be knocked directly to the floor for a guaranteed follow-up. At the very least, there will be a strong, lower in the hitbox hitting attack, and sometimes a lesser damage but better Oki follow-up option. This doesn't mean you should only look for unique animations. Screen shake, sound, and hit sprites possibly from extra counter hit damage can all be used to aid you. It's up to you to figure out where your character best fits in. Standing attacks can still have unique animations on counter hit, and unlike launchers and knockdowns, usually give plus frames for 50-50 situations. The other benefit is that they are inherently less risky and often much easier to hit confirm. At 74 damage, Raven's counter hit back 1, back 2-4 is one of the strongest standing combos in the game. It's also very easy to pick up once you know what to look for. As I said earlier, natural hit combos are far easier to hit confirm than counter hit combos, simply because you're looking for hit marker versus a guard indicator. Basically, if a string's final attack can be input after you see the first attack hit, then it can be hit confirmed. A great example is Bruce's 1-4-3 string. To hit confirm, we input 1-4, and once we see the first punch hit, then we input the final 3. According to Human Benchmark, average human reaction time is 215 milliseconds. Therefore, there's effectively a 13-frame lag time on what you see, what you want to happen, and finally what happens in the game. If the final hit window is greater than 13 frames, then you have more leniency to properly hit confirm. Grounded resets fall in a middle ground between launchers and hit confirming. If the opponent is caught by your trap, finish the combo as usual. Otherwise, if they don't get picked up, set up for your next attack. The problem is that most hit confirmable I-10 punishers expect you to either A, know what you're punishing, or B, know how to hit confirm. And as such, almost all are launch punishable one way or another. Now that the kiddie stuff is out of the way, it's time to bang your head against the wall for a couple days, learning how to properly counter hit confirm without a unique animation to look for. Instead, we'll be using the opponent's standard actions and attack animations as our guide to figure out if our string is counter hit or not. The easiest way to do this is by looking for our opponent to flinch, basically a quarter or half animation that's interrupted by our attacks. This technique can be applied to all characters without unique animations on counter hit. A few famous examples are Brian's down 2-3 and Fang forward 2-1-2, both of which wall splat and knock down. Best case scenario is you eat an I-10 or 12 punisher. But you'll soon find that many strings end in high attacks, which beg for wall stand punishment. Another common problem is that many strings have attacks that can be delayed, and if delayed too much, will cause the string to be no longer NCC. Lastly, since we're hit confirming flinches, some attacks such as throws and stances cannot be counter-hit, therefore leaves us open to punishment. While not a true hit confirm, anticipation and frame trapping is a valid strategy for landing attacks that are normally not likely to land otherwise. Here I'm demoing that Dragunov's forward 3-3 cannot be hit confirmed, but if the opponent was to be doing a string outside of normal range, might be worth using to try and ground the opponent. Or if you see the opponent flinching prior to the first hit of a string, would complete the string with the hopes of it landing, even more valid after a plus frame option. But be aware that any flinch might not be an attack, thereby causing you to whiff at launch range. Be sure to subscribe as I'll be releasing new videos every few weeks.